Okay, so we're going to start off going to our seat, taking whatever is comfortable. So as I said before, sometimes it's nicer to put a cushion under your feet here, depending. If my feet come to the floor, but they don't quite press into the floor properly. So it might be nice to even raise the ground up for yourself if you have a cushion. So what you want to feel is that you can really press down through the feet and at the same time sit back into your chair to start off. Okay. So once you feel rounded through the feet, even just give a little wriggle at the toes and really connecting the feet to the earth. So we're going to press the big toes down and then the second, third and fourth, the baby toe. Pressing the heel into the mat as well, or into the floor, whatever your feet are connected with. You can let your hands just rest on the thighs or in your lap. And give your shoulders a couple of rolls. We're just going to draw them up towards the ears, back and down. A couple of times. Take a nice big breath in. Exhaling. Let it go. So we're starting off by gently closing the eyes, or if it's not comfortable to close the eyes completely, you're just going to take the gaze towards the floor, or towards the tip of your nose even. So we're just trying to draw our awareness slowly inward. Feelings at the back of the body, the seat, your thighs connected to the chair. Shoulders softening and the feet resting into the floor beneath you. So taking one more full deep breath here, breathing in. Fill the lungs all the way from the bottom to the top and then exhaling, releasing, letting go. Taking one or two more big breaths like that, breathing in nice and deeply and exhale. And next time you breathe in, we're going to draw the shoulders all the way up towards the ears, kind of gently squeeze them up and then back and down really slowly. And again, draw the shoulders up towards the ears, back and down. Last one. And then coming into a space of stillness for a few moments. We're starting our practice together this morning by connecting to our breath, connecting into our body, and just allowing ourselves to let go of anything else. Any conversations that you might have been having, any thoughts or worries, concerns, anything that you might need to do after your practice. So allowing yourself to really fully connect to your physical body firstly, feeling your weight start to drop into your feet, into your thighs, and allowing the back of your body to rest in against the back of the chair. Allow the crown of the head to reach up towards the ceiling, growing a little bit taller. And then allow your awareness to start to travel inside your body. So firstly, you might feel the connection that your hands have with your thighs or wherever they are. Feeling the warmth of your hands, maybe penetrating through to your legs. Feeling subtle pressure maybe that your body feels resting into the chair. And then we start to move further inward by noticing the sensations in your body as you just sit here and breathe. And as you become aware of your breath, you start to feel the breath traveling. Maybe it's in your belly, you feel it. Maybe it's in your chest, your ribs. Maybe you can feel it in the back of your body. Doesn't really matter. We're just allowing ourselves to be present, allowing ourselves to be in this moment by feeling any sensations that arise, by becoming aware of our own breaths, the pace of our breath, the rhythm of our breath. Each a continuous cycle, but each cycle of breath is a little different from the last or the next. And as you become more aware of each breath, maybe you start to breathe a little deeper, a little fuller and a little freer in the body. So we've had a new moon yesterday, or no moon as I like to call it, but it starts a new cycle. And this new moon we have is in Virgo, which invites us to look after ourselves a bit more. So it invites us to maybe, take the next step in our self-care and development, which of course is wonderful because you guys are here looking after yourselves. But maybe there's something else. Maybe there's something that you would like to see, to continue. This is just the seed of intention starting for you. Your well-being, maybe there's a few things you'd like to, implement to look after yourselves going through now autumn and into winter. So if you have an intention, maybe just bringing it to your heart space now. Breathing a little deeper here. And then next time you breathe in, I want you to imagine you're filling a balloon full of air. So as you breathe in through the nose, you want to send the breath down and towards the belly, which is like the lower part of the balloon. Let your belly expand and then breathe up towards the middle or the ribs to the top, your chest. So big, full breath in, all the way to the top. So again, imagine you're filling that balloon full of air. It might feel a little awkward to start off. We don't normally breathe this way. So just taking your time, allowing the eyes to close and visualizing that balloon. And once you feel like you've taken in as much air as you can, maybe just take another little sip or two of air in. Holding at the top for a moment. As you exhale, again, visualize that balloon. How does the air leave? The chest will fall first, and then your ribs, and then the bottom or the belly is the last. And you give it a little squeeze, drawing the navel in towards the spine just to help empty the air completely. And then in again, blow, comes right down. And even like you are blowing into a balloon, by the way, sometimes you blow up the balloon and you take it halfway and then you let the air out and then you start to fill again. And maybe after, a few rounds of that, the balloon starts to fill much easier, much quicker without as much effort. Same thing with our lungs. Once we start to expand and open into the whole of the lungs, so from the bottom to the middle to the top, even into the back and the sides of the lungs, and breathing in as much as you can to start off. Again, that little pause, and then with the exhale, take it all out and everything's set. And again, so again, you might start to notice the same thing happening here, that you're beginning to fill the lungs a little bit better, beginning to feel freer, taking in more air. So if you like, you can take a hand to your belly and a hand to your heart space, and even just, as well as visualizing, that what a balloon looks like, feeling the breath as it moves into your body. So breathe into the belly, then up towards the ribs and the chest. Little pause at the top, and then the exhale, the chest falls, ribs soften, belly soften. Navel in towards the spine at the end. Again, just gently squeezing out any stale air that gets left behind down there. making more space for some fresh, clean, oxygenated air to come in. So just moving a couple more cycles of breath like this in your own time. Breathing in nice and deeply. Becoming familiar with the sound of your own breath. So breathing in and out through the nose if it's comfortable, or you can breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. So we're just going to do 2 more rounds like this. And last full round of deep breath. And after you've exhaled completely, just allowing your hands to rest back down onto your thighs for a moment. Allowing your eyes to stay gently closed. And then let your breath just settle back into whatever pattern it feels like taking by itself. So you once again become the observer. So releasing all control of your breath. And observing any little subtle changes you might feel after that practice of breath work. Maybe your mind seems calmer. Maybe your body seems more still, more relaxed. It has a really good way of relaxing our nervous system as well. So any tension just slipping away from the body, shoulders more relaxed, jaw released. And then when you're ready, just gently blinking the eyes open. We're going to take our hands together, starting off interlacing our fingers, palms coming together, and then elbows coming together as well. We're just going to take some really gentle circles here. So you can keep the gaze towards the floor if it's nice, just to keep that awareness into the body for a little bit longer. Slowly and gently. Moving in one direction a few times, and then we'll change and go the opposite direction. Again, just slowly and gently. Our brain has it's feel trickier to go one direction than the other. And it's just waking up the other side of our brain. Okay, and then releasing, give your hands a little shake, wrists a shake. And then we'll take our hands to our shoulders. Our elbows are out wide, and then we're going to take big circles. So elbows come in towards one another, but they touch almost, and then draw them up as if you're trying to point them towards the ceiling, and then back down and around again. So big circles as much as you can. Elbows to touch, up and back to the front. And we'll do one more. And then back to center and roll the opposite direction. Big circles. We'll just do 2 more here. And then we'll release the hands down. Just hold on to the sides of the chair. So we're going to just make sure we're sitting up a little bit taller. And then we're going to drop our right ear towards the right shoulder. So we want to try to have our spine and back nice and straight. And then just hold on to the edges. Drop the ear. Getting a nice stretch into this left side of the neck. Then drop the chin down towards the chest. And then opposite ear to opposite shoulder. So taking left ear to the shoulder, breathing into it. So no effort, we're not using our hands. We're just feeling the weight of the head. Take that stretch into the neck. Really nice. And then back down, chin towards the chest. And then from here, just slowly lift your chin, really gently. Lift the chin up towards the ceiling without completely dropping the head back. So you just want to have control of the head. So until you get to that point where the head falls back, we're opening the front of the throat. And then exhale again, chin in towards the chest. And then inhale, this time we're going to reach our arms all the way up towards the ceiling, big circle all the way up, look up towards the thumbs, and exhale, hands down. Connecting a little bit more to the breath. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. And again. 2 more like that. Inhale, reaching all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Last one. And then interlacing our fingers here this time, we're going to press our palms away, draw the chin in towards the chest, rounding into the spine a little bit. So you might feel the middle of the back pressing into the chair. And then inhale, lift the hands towards the ceiling, draw the arms back and draw the chest forward. So this time the back will move away from the chair. Look up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, round. So again, you might feel the back press into the chair. If it's too close, you can obviously wriggle forward slightly so that you get that nice rounding through the spine. And then inhale, stretch the arms back up, lift the chin, draw the chest through. And exhale, round. The last one. This time as we come up, we're going to take our hands behind the head, still with the fingers interlaced, elbows wide. See if you can lean back. So we're going to support our head with our hands here. Look up towards the ceiling, elbows as wide as you can. And then as you exhale, we're going to draw the elbows in and chin in and just come down a little bit towards the knees. Inhale, come up, broad across the chest. And exhale. And again. Still working with your breath. Make sure the breath is always moving nice and freely through the body. If it feels restricted or you're holding the breath, then you push too far. So just make sure the breath is moving, most important. And then this time as we come up, we're going to twist over towards the right, release our arms. So you're going to have your left hand maybe just outside the thighs or maybe comes to the edge of the chair. Doesn't matter, just somewhere to get a grip. And then your back hand can hold onto the chair if you like. And twist with the breath. So same thing, our breath's going to help us come into that movement. As you inhale, find a little bit more lift, and then as you exhale, twist from the rib cage. So we don't want to really move in the legs. We want to keep the legs and the hips forward and then find that movement from our rib cage and our chest. The head can come into it as well, but just make sure you're not straining the neck at all, just really gentle. Inhale, come back into center, reach your arms all the way up. Exhale, hands behind the head, open the chest. And then twist to the opposite side and release your hands. Sitting up nice and tall, again, invite the breath to travel through the spine, expand into the body. Breathing deeply, exhale, twist a little bit more. And then inhale, come back to center. We're going to reach all the way up. And this time as you exhale, we're going to fold forward. So hinge forward from the hips. You can send your bum back a little bit more. And legs are wide, so about hip width apart. You're going to just come forward as far as you can. So it should feel nice with the stomach kind of pressing onto your thighs. You should feel that support. But just go as down as far as you can. You can let your head release. Give the head a little nod, so yes and no. And then slowly rounding back up, chin in towards the chest. And we'll do that again. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands down to heart and then fold forward. Hands can come down the legs and just rest on the shins or come all the way to the feet. So wherever they get to. Let your head release, take a breath. And then inhale, hands come onto your thighs, lengthen. So we're still hinging from the hips, we're still hinging forward, but finding a bit more length through the spine. Chest is open and exhale, fold again. Inhale, reaching all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Lovely. So from here, we're going to take our legs kind of wide. You might need to readjust on the chair. And if you feel like a little cushion under you or behind you will help you be more comfortable, then go for that. And our toes are going to face, kind of point outward, knees in line with the toes and ankles. Okay, so this is like our goddess pose. Inhaling, we're going to reach our arms all the way up. Exhale again, hands to heart. And this time we're going to twist over towards the right. So take the hands down to your thighs, press onto the thighs, and drop the left shoulder. Breathing nice and deeply. And then inhale, come back to center and go the opposite direction. Inhale, come back into center and then reach your arms up again. And exhale, hands to heart. Lovely. So keeping our right foot out towards the top, we're extending the left leg long behind us. Okay, so coming into like a warrior two position. Again, same thing, we just give it a wriggle around, adjusting, make sure you feel comfortable. The back toes just turn in a little bit so that the ankle's comfortable as well, okay? Take your full breath here as you reach your arms up. So we're going to extend through the arms, try to keep them at shoulder height. So it is, energizing for the arms as well. We want to make sure it's a straight line, so you can look behind, make sure it's in line with your shoulder, front arm too, and then reach as if you're trying to reach forward and backwards. Strong, straight arms, and then maybe release your shoulders a little more. One more deep breath. Inhale, reach your arms above your head. And then exhale, wide. And again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, wide. One more. Really good. Exhale, wide. And then from here, just let that left hand rest on the back leg. We're going to reach up and over into peaceful warrior, reverse warrior. So the whole side of the body and the rib cage here is getting a nice stretch. So we really want to breathe into this space in between the ribs. If the neck was a little tight, you can just look down or forward. Maybe you get to turn to look up towards the ceiling, or even just take a couple of twists. What's the word? You're going to look down towards the floor and then look up. So just take a little rotation in the neck, side to side, to release any tension. And then from here, we're going to come back up. Exhaling, take your forearm to the thigh, press down into the arm so the side body is long, and then reach across with the top arm. Gorgeous. So this time we want that stretch all down the left side of the body. So right from your ankle up to your hip, your shoulder, the fingertips, big stretch through the body. Creating space in the chest, the shoulders. And then on the next breath, come all the way back up, come back to center. We release our hands and take the legs back to center, give them a little shake. Feet are hip width apart again, and take your inhale, reach up towards the ceiling. Exhale, fold at the hips. Inhale and take a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet, reach all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. Once more, we'll take our legs wide and move around on the chair as much as you need to. And then from here, just before we start, we're going to lift our heels So come right onto the tippy toes. You can hold onto the chair and then plant the heels back down. Lift your toes. But just getting a little release and stretch into your feet and into your legs as well. So lift your heels, lift your toes. And then planting the whole foot or both feet into the mat or into the floor. Take an inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands down towards the thighs. Press into your thighs, open the chest. Exhale, we're going to drop the shoulder down, take a twist. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale, twist to the other side. Inhaling, come all the way back, and then this time, keep our left leg forward, wriggle around, so our right leg extends back. You might need to push back on the chair so the whole front thigh is on it rather than the back leg as well. Okay, and once you're here, we're going to inhale, reach your arms up to shoulder height. Again, get that lovely stretch through the arms. So take a little look at the back arm, make sure it's not down here. Take it up in line. Nice full deep breath. And then inhale, reach your arms up. And exhale back down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And then resting the back hand on the back leg, just reach up and over. So you might even notice that the side of the body feels a little tighter or a little more open for you. That's perfectly normal. So you're just going to breathe into a little bit more if it feels tighter. And of course, you can hold on to the chair if you're feeling a little wobbly. One more extra deep breath. And then slowly take it back, left forearm to your thigh, reaching across with the top arm. Roll that shoulder back, breathe into the chest, reaching across with the top arm. And again, we'll do that little movement with the head, with the neck. So just gazing towards the floor and back up a couple of times, nice and gently. And then slowly take it all the way back up. Release your arms, take the legs slowly back together. Give them a little shake, a little pat out. And then from here, we're going to kind of sit back into the chair. So kind of snuggle back in, get your cushion if you need to. And then just lifting your right leg. We're going to take a couple of circles. So just slowly around with the ankle. One direction. And then we'll change. And then lift the leg as high as you can to activate the quad. Point the toes, flex the toes, so flex the whole foot back, get that lovely stretch. And release, really good. Left foot, so the other foot. Taking a couple of circles, one direction. And then we'll change. And then again, lifting the leg a little higher if it feels okay, just to point and flex a few times. And release back down. Inhaling, reaching your arms up, take a full breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to take our right arm underneath our left. So hold on to your shoulders, give yourself a big hug here. And you're going to inch the fingertips around almost towards your shoulder blades, if you can get a grip here. Holding here, or else you're going to bend at the elbows. So the elbows are one over the other, reaching the arms up. So you might get to clasp your hands here and then take them in front of the face. So if not, if that feels too much, you're just going to continue holding onto the shoulders. Otherwise, we have elbows together, wrists together, palms coming together. And maybe start to lift the elbows up. So you should get a nice deep stretch across the shoulders, the upper back. Breathing into it. One more full breath. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up. And then exhale again, we're going to twist. So taking that similar twist as we did earlier, we're just going to make sure again that the hips and back are level. Holding onto the side or the back of the chair, breathing into it. And we'll slowly release back to center, reach your arms up. And exhale, taking the left arm underneath. So again, we'll hold on to the shoulders and just start to inch the fingers around towards the shoulder blade. So again, we'll just stay here. Give ourselves a big hug, breathing into it. And then if you can bend at the elbows and cross the wrists and take your hands together. And of course, one side will feel a little different and might feel too much on one side. So you just back out of it if you need to. Maybe you can sort of lift the elbows here. Nice full deep breaths. And then exhale, release, reach your arms all the way up. And exhale, we'll twist. Breathing into it, roll the rib cage, the shoulders. And slowly release to center. Again, reach your arms all the way up, look up towards the thumbs. Exhale, folding from our hips again. Have the feet as wide as you need to come forward. Let the body melt into your thighs, let your head release. Breathing into the back of your body, letting the front of your body feel nice and supported. And then we'll slowly make our way back up to seated. Taking a couple of rolls of the shoulders again. So we're going to bring them up towards the ears, all the way back and down. And we'll go the opposite direction. And then giving the legs a little shake, give a little pat, give the arms a little shake. And then resting the hands towards the thighs, lean back into the chair once again. Maybe feeling a sensation of that energy moving through your arms and your legs. Allowing the eyes to gently close. Feeling a little bit taller in your seat now, feeling the crown of the head reaching up towards the ceiling. The back just nestling into the chair. So again, if you want a cushion here to support your back or to sit on if you're not feeling fully comfortable, then take any little adjustments or any, as I said, blankets, cushions, anything you might need to make sure you feel really comfortable. Let your feet feel supported by the earth. The whole body is feeling supported. Allowing the eyes to gently close into the sockets. Taking a last big, full, deep breath in. Exhaling. Release the breath. Allowing the shoulders to soften and release. Allowing your face to soften. Your jaw to release. Cheeks soften. Maybe a little smile on your cheeks. Noticing how your body feels after your breath work, your movement. And allowing yourself just to drop back into that space of stillness once again. Allowing your breath to move whatever way feels best, whatever's most natural for your breath. Allowing yourself these few final moments of stillness and ease in your body. Starting to draw awareness slowly back into your physical body. Noticing sounds outside or inside your room. Noticing the sound of your breath. Noticing any sensations in your body. The movement of your breath. And then just starting to take some gentle movements into the fingers, your toes, maybe your wrists, your ankles. And then take a nice stretch and yawn. Big breath in. And then with the exhale, just gently taking the hands back to your heart space. Taking a moment to close your practice together this morning. And firstly, just offering yourself some gratitude for showing up and taking the time to look after yourself, body, mind, and soul. And then thanking each other for sharing your practice this morning, your energy. And thank you for allowing me to guide you through your practice this morning. Namaste. Thanks so much. I'm just going to suggest that for next week, you have a strap for the class, or if not a strap, like a belt off a dressing gown or a belt or anything at all that you might be able to use on your foot to do some leg exercises as well, some stretches. Other than that, thank you so much. I'm going to stop the recording now. If anyone has any questions, you can ask me directly. Otherwise, I will see you next week.
Thank you, Eric.